Hi everyone, this is Lori from the Crafting Auntie coming back to you with another project. So staying on the ticket theme, at first I was thinking of making a different style booklet, but then I had this idea because my husband and we collect model railroad, and we collect the large scale, which is G scale. And in our den, he has built a track that goes around the ceiling, and we have 2 trains running. So with that, I had found some digitals, and I can't remember the name, but I will link this below. And it came with multiple trains, and they're kind of large, but you can always scale it down. But I'm just going to be using pieces of, I think, this one. And so I want to show you what I made yesterday. So yesterday I did try to make a video, and it kept cutting out on me because I had too much memory. I didn't have enough memory. So my husband and I had to go get an external hard drive, and I spent all afternoon yesterday transferring files over to a separate hard drive. So now I can make the video. So as a result, I went ahead and finished this so I can at least show you the sample. So I made a little ticket here, and it says the Market Street Railway. So I'll show you the stamp I'm going to be using, which is this one. And it comes from the Tim Holtz collection. And then I also have this stamp set, which I used parts of as well. So I'm going to show what I did on the rest of this project. So I used one of the digitals here, and then I added a Tim Holtz paper doll and some of his snippets underneath here. This I just made from a tag, so just a plain tag. That's what I'm using. And I stamped also on the back. So I have this, and I added just some numbers and a signature. Let me get it to where you can actually kind of see it. Sorry for the glare. And I used these computer cards that I had gotten off of Etsy. And I think these came from the Book Nook Creations, I think it's called. And so I just distressed it and added some of the Tim Holtz, I don't know, what are these, the splatters or coffee stains or whatever you want to call that. Added some of that on there. But on this side, using a vintage photo, I didn't want it to look real predominant. I stamped the train. Let me see if I can get this to where it's not so glary. And then I also stamped one of the coupon ticket things that they had in here. It's this stamp right here and this stamp. So you can see it a little easier with the stamp set. So those are what I'm going to be using. And then this is just a coin envelope that I have in my stash. Just a regular coin envelope, and I made it into a pocket. So we have the digital on this side, and then on this side I happen to have these, which also came from Etsy from somewhere. And I put this on here, added some stamping onto it, and it's kind of like the ticket holder for the ticket here and the coupon, kind of like a ticket and a coupon. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. And then this just goes perfectly inside here, and this will just hang over the edge. I just used an eyelet with some twine, put 2 eyelets, one on each one. So this is what I'm going to recreate again. So since I lost my video from yesterday, I thought, well, at least I have a sample to show you now, so we can continue on and we'll make this. So let's get started. So I think the first thing I want to do is go ahead and get the coin envelope going. So I'm going to cut this down. This is pretty brittle, so that's the one reason why I want to use it just gluing it down because it wouldn't survive anything else. So, and I'm just going to use some vintage photo distress ink and just go around the edges a little bit more, make it a little bit more vintagey. It's very fragile. You can see right here it's cracking. Yeah, but that's okay. We're going to glue it down and it will be fine. So going with the ticket theme, I just thought it would be fun to do something with trains since that is a hobby my husband and I have together. Oh, let's go ahead and distress this as well. And also I'm going to cut off this flap. You can leave it on if you want to. I wanted to have it off so that I could get the ticket in and out, the boarding pass and all that kind of stuff in and out easily. So I just trim that off. And we'll just ink it up. And I'm going to do both sides. So this can be tucked into a journal. I do have a plan of creating a rail train or railway, some kind of journal coming up. It probably won't be a real large one. I'm sure I could probably go crazy with all kinds of stuff putting it in there. I don't know yet. I'll figure it out, but I do want to do something to that effect. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll glue this down. Just using art glitter glue. Oops. Just filled my bottle the other day. It feels very full. But it's working, so I'm glad about that. Some days, depending on the weather, oops, ooh, that wasn't very good. Let's get this over here where it belongs. Okay, let's get this lined up. And let me get something to wipe that up. Thank goodness for wipes. There we go. All right, so we've got the one side. Now let's do the other side. So for that, I want to use this. I have printed this out on matte photo paper. Yeah, I'm sure you could shrink this down as much as you want, but I kind of wanted the bold train. So I'm just going to mark it and cut it. So we'll cut up here, 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 and here. So I'll just use my paper trimmer for that. That way I get the full train. These trains are really cool in this digital kit. And I will link it. I will link it below in the description box of where I got it. Got that. And let's see. Find my other marks here. Right here. And one more. All right, so this is what we have. So on the back side here is where this is going to go. It's just a little bit too big. Sometimes when you do the pencil marks, they end up being a little larger, and I didn't cut it down enough. So let's just trim this like that. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ink it up. All right, and we'll glue this down. Then our envelope will be done. Okay, there's that. And while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and use some Vintage Photo Distress Oxide with a brush. And we'll use this, I don't know what, I can't remember what this one's called. This is the mini ones. It's not on here, but it is THM-S009. Coffee stains is what I usually call it, but I'm sure it has a regular name. So I'm just going to just give this a little aging here and there. And I think a little bit right here. Oh, let's do it right here too. Right on the train. Okay, so we've got that. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the back. Just give it a little bit more vintage look. Okay, so we've got that. Close that up, close this up, and now we've got our envelope. So now let me set this aside. I like the way that came out. Very cool. We'll do some stamping here shortly on it. So for now, let's work on this little ticket and also this little boarding, I call it a boarding pass. So on this side, the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to distress it. I like all the numbers, so I'm just going to leave that as is. Give it a little bit of grunge. Okay. Grunge it up so it looks old. And then I'll go ahead and do some of the splatters as well. Seems we're doing this all at one time. We'll get it all done. That. And some small ones. Hi, buddy. My little guy buddy, my little crafting buddy, always comes into the craft room. Okay, here we go. So that's all I'm going to do on this side. But on this side, I'm going to distress the edges. Give it a good distressing as well. Grunge it up a bit. And give it a little bit of grunge here. Now the one I did yesterday, I did use just Vintage Photo to kind of have a faded look. I like that. So I think I'm going to do the same thing. I was thinking of using possibly Fallen Leaves from the VersaFine, but I really think I like that older vintagey look. So let's get our train and our other ticket, and we'll do these, get these stamped on. I think instead of using oxide, I think that's what I used yesterday, I'm going to use just the straight distress ink because I think it's a little juicier, but I'll get the same effect. So let's do that. Trying to ink it up good so I can get a good impression. There's so many little details in this stamp, so I want to make sure I'm capturing them all. Something on there. Don't think I got too much on this side. Let me just a little bit more. And I'm not looking for perfection, so if there's some little areas that are a little darker or a little lighter, I'm totally fine with that. Okay, so we'll get that put on. I love this train stamp. I've had it for a little while, knowing I would be using it at some point, and this was the perfect project. Yes, that is perfect. I like that. I know it's kind of hard to see because of the light, but I like it. Let me just tone it down, the light, just a tad. That way it won't be so bright. Okay. Now I want to go ahead and use this stamp, and we'll just stick this on this side. Same thing. I'm just going to be using the Vintage Photo Distress ink. You can use either one. If all you have is oxide, go ahead and use that. It doesn't really matter. All right, we'll do that here. And I'm trying not to make this exactly like the other one, but a lot of the things will be the same. Okay, so we've got that. I'm just going to let this dry real good. I do want to put some coffee stains on it as well, but I want to go ahead and let this dry as much as possible. And let's see, I had another stamp over here. What did I use? What did I use on this one? I think I added another stamp. Passenger coupon. Not sure which one I got that from. I have all these stamps out here from yesterday, and at any rate, I think I'm going to use this identification card stub this time. I want things to be just a little bit different. You know, they don't always have to be identical. Okay. And let's just do the same thing. And we'll just put this right here. Perfect. Yeah, that works. All right, I'm going to let this go, be set aside, and let this dry. And let's work on this ticket, and then we'll do the final decorating. All right, so this one I'm using this ticket, and this one I did use Fallen Leaves. I think. Nope. I think I did use the same Vintage Photo, just so it looks the same. Let's do the same thing. Let's do the same thing. I think I'm going to need to re-ink this. I use this so much. I do like the oxide as well, but sometimes I just like using this. Okay, and I'm just going to place this just with a little tiny border because I'm going to cut this off. So we'll just press that down good. Awesome. All right. So let me get my paper trimmer. I want things to be even. Sometimes I do okay with scissors, and sometimes I don't. And I want just a tiny border, not a lot. You could just use a vanilla file folder. I just decided to use, I have so many of these small tags, vanilla tags, and I just thought, what the heck, it's small, and I don't need to use a whole folder. Okay, so there is our ticket. And on the back side, then, I'm going to go ahead and use this one, which is Passenger Coupon, off of this set, something different. And I think I'm going to put that right there. And then I want to add ticket. And I want to add number. So we'll put a number and a signature. And I happen to have one out. I'm just going to use the same thing just because it's out. Okay, so start with this one. Same thing with the distress ink. I guess I must have did okay moving all the stuff I had because it's still recording. Yay, it's still recording. Okay, we'll do this one, this. Perfect. And then let's do ticket. Awesome. And let's do a number. So some of these are from Kathy Holden, and the signatures and some of the numbers are from Kathy Holden. She's got some amazing stamps, just like Elizabeth Craft Design, Sam Poole ones. Dates of the Past, I love that one too. Always looking for something. Something. Okay, signature. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ink around this. And then we'll do a little bit more distressing. Now on the other one, I did a different stamp. I used the transportation company one, and I put approved, and I think it's the same numbers, yeah, and the same signature. But again, I wanted to do something different, so they'll be just a little bit different. Okay. We'll do some splatters on, but I'm going to let this dry. So here's what we have. So, oh, you can't see it. I'm so sorry. It's so light. Kind of like that. Try not to get it in the glare as much. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside now. And let's see. I think I want to work on this part. So on the back of this, I just did some additional stamping. And this I am going to use Fallen Leaves Versavine. And I'm just going to randomly add some stamps. Sorry. So let's see. We'll put ticket up here like I did on the other one. I do like that. And I'll use the same signature so it ties together. And we'll just put that down here. Kind of following what I did yesterday on the back of this. And then let's just use, we'll just put a tag number on here. Just say tag number. And let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, let's do approved. I'll just say approved station. How about that? It's an approved station. Let's see, we got some numbers. Let's just add some numbers. have this right side up? Yeah, I think so. Just put that there. What else? This one. Call this the station number. And let's do been through the baggage room check. So we've done that. Put that there. Okay. Got this little tiny number. We're just going to add it on. Total 143. Doesn't have to be money, right? It can be number of passengers. All right. So let's see. We've got this looking a little different, which is good. And so now let's use, I want to do some splattering. I want to do the splatter stamp on a couple of these. So let's do that real quick. Get my brush. Okay. And let's see. Want some small ones on this. So I'll do that. Some down here. All right, and let's do this on this side. Right there. Let's do some small ones up here at the top. I don't have anything up there. Do that and that. Okay, a little bit more here. All right, so there's our little ticket. And now let's do that on here. Just some small things here and there. Okay. All right. So that's looking good. Okay. And then let's go ahead and do some splatter stamping. There's that. Do some on this side. Okay. This guy. Really makes all the difference in the world, adding some of these splatters. I got this stamp set. I think it's like a snowy one, but it works perfect. Okay, so we've got that. And this guy. Awesome. All right, we are down the home stretch here. Okay, so this one and this one we will put eyelets on. But on this, I want to use this guy. He looks like he has like a watch hanging here. I know you can't see it, but it looks like a watch. So he kind of looks like a conductor, and I want him to be here. But we need to have a few pieces of Tim Holtz snippets to go along with that. This is, I learned this from Mariah on Junk Journal Attic. It's amazing. Putting all of your snippets and small pieces in here, so much easier to find. So I'm just going to grab some that I think would go okay. And I do want to add just a tinge of color, so maybe that green Let's add this one. Let's see. And I also want to do a little bit on the back. So we'll grab, let's see, what do we have over here? Got this. I'll do that. Let's get a couple small ones as well. I don't know what all I'm going to use yet to create the little cluster, so we'll just grab a bunch, set that aside, and let's see what we can do here. So on the back here, I just want to add just a few of these. I think I want a color. Let me get my trusty tweezers. So I'm kind of thinking something like this. And then let's add a circle one, maybe like that. So let me ink these up. Ink these up and get them ready. I'll just go ahead and do them all because I may or may not use them, and if I don't, that's okay, because they're at least inked for the next time. Put them in my book if I don't use them, and then they're ready to go. And I like inking these up. It just adds to it. I mean, they're already pretty vintagey. Tim Holtz does a very good job on this. But it doesn't hurt to add a little bit more, right? So let's see. Almost done. I don't like to spend a lot of time inking on camera, but there isn't as many of these. Okay. So now let's get these situated. All right. So I think I want... I'll probably end up changing it. I usually do every single time. I get it one way and go, yeah, that looks good. And then when I go to glue them down, then it's a whole different story. Then I start making changes. So I'm just going to kind of wing it here. Yep. Do that. Trying not to cover up what I just stamped, at least not too much. Let's do this small one. Put that down here. I just want a little collage, just something that's going to add a little bit to this ticket envelope. Right side up. Put that there. Clean up the glue a little bit. Do I want anything else? Let's see, I have something like that. Do I want... I think that's it. I think that's it on that side. So on this side, I would like to have something that is behind him so that he stands out. So let's do something like this with maybe that. Put him there, and then let's connect these two with that. Okay. Kind of leave that that way so that I can see what I'm doing here. Okay. All right, a few more pieces, then we'll see how it looks. Excuse me. All right, let's see. Yeah. I wonder if I want this. Let's go ahead and do that here, just to give it a little bit more behind him so he'll stand out just a little bit better. So let's just do it off like that. And while I'm at this stage, I want to go ahead and use splatter stamp. Okay. And then we'll glue him down. Right about there. All right, so here we have it. And on the back, let me do some splattering right here. Just add something. Okay. And I think we are down. Let's see. We want to put an eyelet. This looks good. This all looks good. So on the other one, I just did an eyelet on here and on here. So I have a couple of eyelets here. So let's get two of these out. And then I'll just use some twine. I'll do the same thing. So here I'm going to just punch it right there. And on the ticket, let's see, I think I'm going to punch it right there. And you don't have to do this. You could just tuck it in there. You could even make a pocket on this if you wanted to and tuck this in. I just thought it would be fun to add the eyelets because I like using some of the metal pieces on here on projects. And since I have them to use, I'd like to use them. Okay, so let me grab some twine. Let's grab a piece. I have a drawer over here that I just hang on to twine that comes on. If you ever buy paper from various shops on Etsy, they'll wrap it nicely and with twine or something. I just keep all that stuff. Okay, so that's how I'm doing it. But this time, I think I'm going to add a knot to hold it. I'm going to do that on the other one too, because I just think it needs to have, it keeps getting loose. Let me show you. See, it keeps getting loose. So I think if I got this one coming out the back, I'll just make a little knot on it. And that way it doesn't come off. And then let me trim this down. And let's put this in our pocket. And it's the perfect height. Find the opening here. There it is. Okay. And it's the perfect size. And then the ticket can hang out. You can either do it this way or you can do it this way. Either way. So here's the one we did. Here's the back. Here's the front. Here's our identification card stuff, our boarding pass. Here's our ticket with some eyelets and twine. And we'll put that back in there. And there we have it. Whoops, I like to have that hanging out. Okay, so that's my video that I tried to do yesterday that didn't work out. But so far so good. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope if you have these things, or if you have something like it, that you're able to create these little railroad tickets. I'm going to try and do airline tickets next. So that'll be for Friday, hopefully, if everything works out well. So let me just show you one more time. And I'm sorry, the vanilla is really light, so it makes it hard to actually see the cards here. But let me just show this one more time. I'll kind of angle it so you can kind of see the train. And this one. So that's it for today. Hope you guys have a great day. God bless you all. I'm glad you hung out here today. And I'd love to see your projects. So a happy train creating. You guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you again on Friday. Bye.